Today we are in Garfagnana, at 900 meters on the sea level, on the mountains, up on the top of Lucca, the Alpi Apuane. This little village is called Careggine, and we are at the winery and the estate of Andrea Elmi, called Maestà della Formica, and very particular name because this is a very particular reality that I would like to hear the presentation from Andrea.
Nice,
Hi.
nice to be with you. We are in Maesta della Formica, a very new winery.
Yep.
We produced the first vintage on 2018.
18,
So,
yeah.
We are for us it's the
Fourth
harvest, and we are in a new area for the wine of Tuscany, out of the classical Chianti area, coast, Bulgari or Montalcino. It's a very wild area in which the forest take the biggest part of the territory,
Yeah.
but in which the vines are always being cultivated at the people that make wine home, and an area in which the people travel a lot. Many people left this area in the past and come back after some generation, and this makes so that in this area you can find a very big variety of grapes. You can find French grapes, Piedmont grapes, Tuscany grapes, in a very hot plant. So it's not common in Tuscany find a plant of Syrah of 100-year old. Or probably some variety arrive here before that in other area of Tuscany where that variety became more cultivated.
Yes.
In the modern time. We arrive, I am an enologist, the winery and the owner with another enologist, Marco Raffaelli. We arrive here searching a place in which we could try to cultivate a Riesling variety. For this reason we search Montaigne in order to have that climate that allow you to arrive a longer maturation, so that the grapes has the aromatic grapes that is Riesling has the time to develop all his aroma. That is the secret for a good Riesling. It's difficult to make a great Riesling when you have to harvest Riesling grapes in August, because it has not had the time to develop all his potential.
And so to the minerality.
We planted the Riesling vineyards on 2014. We make some tests in 2017, and the first vintage that went to the market was 2018 with a very ridiculous production of 250 bottles. But with but give some sign of quality that make us to hope for the future. The second vintage, 2019, we produce 400 bottles, and finally in 2020, the vintage that we have here today, we are right to produce 1,500 bottles. That is always still a little production, but for us, before the previous one, is a big production.
Yeah.
Now we're planting Riesling on the past season, so we search to increase that production. The times are very long because the hot season, the summer is here is very short, and because we have soil that stone near to the 100%, so the roots have to work a lot to arrive deep to find water that allow them to have a good production. We are happy of the quality reached now. We find something different from the normal Italian Riesling with more mineral perfume, and we find some character that seems to arrive from this territory.
Exactly. The minerality that this wine express, it reminds you of the stones of this land. Yes, for sure.
Surely it's not a common wine. We have very low alcohol, very great acidity. We at the moment wait 2 years before to go on the market. One in the vats, one in the bottle, because the wine has a very long, probably will have a very long life, but it need time to develop all his potential.
Yes, I imagine that it is not useful to ask you which is the overall age of your wines because your winery is so young that you can tell me for sure that 4 years for sure, but probably 40.
Oh yes, we cannot be sure, but looking at the acidity, at the analytic parameters of the wine, we hope, we think that surely it will live more than 40.
Yeah.
Without
So the
problem.
first vintage was the 17, but it was just
Yes,
experimentation.
was experimentation
18
for us.
was the first real one.
And from 18 in our first harvest, we produce Riesling with that very little production, and Gamo, that is our red blend. And in the years after, we had some other label. At the moment, we produce 6 label, and on first vintage, we produce a total of 800 bottles in 2018.
Mhm.
And now on 2022, we are right to produce 10,000 and 5,000 bottles. So it's
10,000?
scusami, no, 50,000 bottles.
15,000 bottles
15,000
between the
bottles.
6 labels.
Yes.
Okay.
So we search to increase year by year.
In the quantity, yeah.
The quality, but also in the quantity
Of course.
of the wine.
And which is the average age of the vines? At exception of
Yes,
Riesling,
so
we know that
Riesling is young.
you planted in the 14, but the other ones.
The other ones, we have wines that usually goes from 40 to 150 years old. We have something of 20 or 15, but for the major part we are more than 40, and probably, because we cannot be sure, but around 105 and 50 years old.
150 years old vines. Are they still producing in this part of
Yes.
Italy? This is wonderful. This is miraculous. I mean, it's a miracle.
Yes, and for the character of the vineyards of private people, the grandfather put some plant, the son put some other plant, his son changes some other plant. You have the vineyards with a lot, very big variety of
Variety, yes, of
different
course.
variety. We at the moment we don't know all the variety that we have on the vines.
Yeah, you can talk about percentages approximate.
There is some plant in each vineyard.
Yeah.
We at the moment we have not understand what kind of variety is it.
Your choice, yours and Marcos, were to make these wines in a biodynamic way, you know. Did you find it an easy choice for this kind of microclimate and terroir? Because you are, we didn't say, you are at more over 1,000 meters with the vineyard of Riesling.
Yes.
And the average elevage of the other
But the
grapes
one
are around.
is between 300 and 700 meters.
Yeah. So, do you find it easier to make biodynamic wines in this altitude, or?
Oh, yeah, surely it's probably it's easy making dynamic here because we have less problem with peronospora
grapes.
For this, we only treat a little with
Cover.
and so
Yeah.
and but with a very few, very little number of treatment on the year. Riesling, what is the past vintage, has had the three treatment, and the other vineyard for treatment.
This
instead
past-
of 10, 15.
Yeah, this vintage was particularly hot, but I can imagine, yes, here, I mean, your enemies of the grapes are the birds.
Oh yes.
And the
We
wild
have-
boars,
we
probably.
start a war in August when the grapes are started to become mature, start to have some sugar. When all the animals that are in the area start to eat the grape, because are an area with not so much vineyards, so that you all the animals come to eat your grapes.
Of course, you're the only one.
And so we have to adopt a lot of protection for this, like recinzioni,
Fans.
fans, electric fans, like sound producer that make the noise that disturb the
Yeah, the
bird.
birds. Yeah.
We use on the Riesling to protect each vines with net.
The nets, yes, of course.
Nets. It's the only way to
keep
the
away-
grape in your cellar. Yeah.
To keep away the predators. So, with this important, let's say at this point, 15,000 bottles production, where is it destinated? Are you selling only in Italy or are you selling also in the export markets, foreign markets?
We have very little production, but we like to have our wine all around the world where it's possible. And with the help of us, Yanis, we started to sell wine out of Italy with a very big satisfaction for us. We reach also the New York market, some market in the United States, Mexico,
Yeah.
and we sell the wine in all Italy directly by us in Tuscany with a distributor around Tuscany.
Excellent. I think that the presentation of the estate is enough. Andrea, if you want to say something, just to close this presentation, and then we pass to the tasting.
Nothing. I'm very happy to have you here. I am a big fan with us by here. I'm very happy that you decided to help us in my new project. And I hope with our help to have a big diffusion of the wine in the world. And I hope make wine and create a new winery is a very long work. I start with Marco, and probably we'll have the perfect winery when start to work my daughter and Marco's daughter.
Yes, for sure.
And so we hope to start now and to give a big future at the winery. We are happy because we see that when we start to cultivate the Riesling, two other wineries start here with the intention of cultivating the Riesling. So we have the perception not only to create a good winery, but probably to create a new area of wine in Tuscany.
Yes.
That is important for us because, in particular for white wine, Tuscany has not usually have a lot of to tell.
Yes, it's
There
a
are no
land
great
of
white
friends.
wines, and our ambition is made to find an area in Tuscany in which you can produce a great wine as the more famous red.
That's for sure. And then with the climate change that everybody will suffer the heat, you
Yes.
will be sure here that you are
And
in
that
fresh.
would help us on our project. Yes, surely.
Yes. Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.